Hey guys, I'm here with Alison Wu. We just filmed an online workout and meditation video, and we're just hanging out and chatting for a little bit. How are you, Alison?
I'm good. Your workout kicked my booty, but had a couple minutes to rest, so I'm feeling good now.
Oh, good. Well, yeah, I mean, can you just share a little bit about like who you are and what you do?
Yeah, I'm a recipe developer, stylist, and a blogger. I'm based here in Portland, Oregon, and I have a blog. My blog's called Woo House. I share recipes and tips and everything kind of health and wellness related, and yeah. I think that's kind of...
Yeah. Well, you guys, she's so humble. So the thing about Alison is that she's even more incredible in real life than she is online, which is hard to believe. I've been following you on Instagram for years, and you've been such an inspiration to me. So this is so fun to like join forces and create this video. But yeah, what inspires you? How do you keep the creative juices flowing?
Wow, I'm really inspired by color, I would say. If you've seen like my food images and that sort of thing, I try to work with like different color palettes. I really love like monochromatic colors and just creating really rich, vibrant colors with natural and plant-based foods. And I don't know, like amazing women business owners, people like you who are just like kicking butt and like putting themselves out there and just really pushing to make their dreams come true. I feel like there's so many creative people in our small community, but then in the community at large. So they're just like really doing amazing things on a daily basis and have the courage to really like put themselves out there and do it. And that's like who inspires me most. My audience too, people just to reach out and tell me stories, success stories and their journey with health and wellness. And yeah, so I gather inspiration from all over, but.
Yeah, no, I'm totally with you. Like, especially in Portland too, I feel like we're really lucky here.
Yeah.
There are just so many badass female business owners and everyone's so welcoming. So if you want to come to Portland, come hang with us. But yeah, I mean, you're like one of the healthiest people I know. But like, can you tell all of us a little bit more about your kind of meditation practice and also how do you approach your workouts?
Yeah. Well, I've been practicing yoga and then kind of that goes in hand with meditation since I was like 15 or something. So it's become a pretty important part of my life. I'm not a stickler. I don't like hold myself to like I have to meditate every day, but I at least try to incorporate breath work and that sort of thing every day because I think it really helps ground me and center me. And being really busy and having the stresses of being an entrepreneur, it's I feel like there's just a lot going on. So just having those tools from from studying meditation really helps, even if you aren't sitting down for like a 10-minute practice. And then my workouts, same kind of thing. Like I definitely do try to work out when I'm home and like in my routine, like 5 times a week. But, I feel like if I'm traveling or if I have like a busy schedule, I'm not beating myself up over it if I can't really make that happen. And I've been like trying to vary it and do different things because I feel like I sometimes get bored or just my body gets bored more. And so trying to mix it up with yoga and doing some like bar, like, your workouts or, kind of like just varying it.
So, keeping your body like guessing.
Yeah.
So you're never too comfortable.
Yeah, totally.
No, I totally hear you. I'm really curious to know, like, can you talk a little bit more about like guilt? Because I think so many of us struggle with feeling guilty when we miss a workout and like feelings of like not being good enough or not being on it enough. What's your advice for people who struggle with guilt?
Well, I mean, I think that that's pretty normal. So I think just don't be hard on yourself because I think that it's kind of like everyone feels that. And I think if you can't fit in like a whole workout, then like but you're feeling really guilty about it, maybe just try to do like 5 minutes of something that will make you feel good, whether that's like a walk or I don't know, maybe it's not really even like real like a workout, but it's just something that's like making you feel joyful or kind of like being a release, because that's what a workout is for me, is more letting myself kind of like go into the zone. And so I think you can find that in other ways, and just being compassionate for yourself. I think that's like such an important aspect in so many parts of our lives, and it's so easy to be your own worst critic, and I think we all are guilty of that for sure.
Yeah, no, that's awesome. And I love that you brought up too, like not having this all or nothing approach. It's like your workout doesn't have to be the 60-minute sweat session.
Totally.
It could be walking around your block, or like getting up from your desk and doing a few stretches.
Absolutely.
Just something to energize you.
Absolutely.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Yeah.
What about like, you know, from Instagram, right? Because on Instagram, everything looks so dialed, and especially your brand, it's so incredibly beautiful.
Thank you.
Do you struggle with kind of perfection or striving for perfection at all?
Yeah, I definitely would consider myself a perfectionist. One of my main passions is like visual aesthetics and visual beauty, so that kind of like, and being a stylist, I feel like that's kind of my job, is to be like, make sure all the details are like in order, you know? But you know, I feel like it's definitely something I struggle with, and like one of the things I'm constantly trying to work on is like letting go, and like really trying not to be as controlling in whatever aspects of my life I can do that. So yeah, it's definitely like a practice that I work on, and you know, that I probably will always that I'll always work on, just because of the nature of like my character and who I am. But
yeah, I can identify with that big time. Like I feel like I'm totally wired, like must be amazing and perfect, but you know, doing the breath work, doing the meditation, I feel like those practices that ground me kind of help me to just slow down and have that perspective and notice, okay, I'm going down this rabbit hole.
Yeah, I think meditation's been like super helpful in personalities like mine, or I'm more like wound up, you know, and I think it's just important part of my day to at least like spend a couple minutes, if I can manage it, you know, like sometimes I can't do as long as I want, but to really like, you know, settle and focus my energy.
Very cool. Yeah. Well, I'm so inspired. I mean, this woman's been meditating since she was 15. I just found it a couple of years ago, and it's completely transformed my life. But what's your advice for a brand new meditator who doesn't know where to start, and they're totally overwhelmed? They think meditation sounds boring.
Yeah, I mean, it can be really overwhelming, you know? Even like now, after practicing for so long, I'm like, whoa, it's like, you know, it is a practice, you know? It's not something that you're just going to be able to do overnight, you know? I would say just start small. Like if you can only sit or lie down or however you choose to practice for like 1 to 2 minutes at the beginning, that's totally fine. And I always like to tell people when they're starting out to focus on your breath and kind of make the meditation more about following your breath cycles. And I think that really helps to kind of quell like the thoughts that maybe come up. And yeah, just I feel like start small and make sure you're really comfortable. So if that's like lying down or lying on your bed or like walking around, but I think I feel like start small and then start with focusing on your breath and really drawing in your attention there has been helpful for me too.
Yeah, no, I think that's super wise, and I'm so glad that you mentioned too how important it is that you're comfortable. Yeah. Because I think there's so many misconceptions that you have to be like super rigid with a perfect spine, and most of the time when I'm meditating, it's like this.
Yeah.
Like, wait, is that girl napping? Well, Alison, thank you so much. I just adore you.
Oh, I adore you too.
So
Thank you so much for having me. It was a blast.